Today we have Hunky Dory's Christmas Reflections. Now this is a gorgeous assortment of die cuts and adorable scoreable, all printed on a super reflective, beautiful paper. I'll show you more and what Heidi has done with them. We ask you to come play with us. This is just one of the sheets. Now everything that I'm going to show you, you're going to get two of them. So as you can see, there's art on here where you can make several projects. And the adorable scoreable that Heidi used is this one. You can see that it matches that artwork perfectly, which is what we'd expect. Or one thing I want to tell you, out of the Christmas Reflections, there are 94 foiled die cuts, and there are also 16 adorable scoreable, and of course you're going to get lots of ideas because it's from Hunky Dory. No instructions, but you've got the photographs of the finished projects, and then you have this webisode, don't you? Okay, let me show you what Heidi has done. She has taken this and she's used our blank card, so this is going to measure 5 by 6.5. And you'll notice that on the die cuts, there are several frames. So there's this dotted one, there is a gold and purple one, and then there's also the artwork. So she removed the middle one and simply put foam tape behind the dotted one and the center one and gave the same spacing. So there's kind of a gap in here, and that gap is backed, of course, by the paper. Now, as you can see, she turned it upside down and used it and placed it like so. So we've got the dots down here and then the dark starry sky underneath that die cut. She also added two ribbons, the dark purple. As you can see, they span across two corners. And then she also added the silver and the gold. So she's got the gold there. So that works just perfectly. So easy. Now she did add our Christmas greetings. Now this has got 10 sheets. They are in gold and silver, and it has the large script, which you're seeing right there, the Merry Christmas. It also has tiny words and phrases. Tiny word of Christmas. So that's part of that set, and that gets used a lot. Now on the inside, she has used the bottom part of the adorable scoreable, which I think is brilliant. And then she used one of the tiny ones, the one that says Season's Greetings. And it really gets center stage by being backed with the dark purple metallic ribbon out of that ribbon set, foam taped on top. And then she's taken the border from the sheet and has it right here. Here it is. It's that long piece, O Little Town of Bethlehem. So 1, 2, 3, let's see, 4, 5 of the 94 die cuts were used here. And then the ribbon, you can see the strip of dark pink there at the bottom matched with the pink right at the top. So that works just really, really nicely. And that is what is true of this entire Christmas Reflections set. You get it on the beautiful Mary paper, which is a high gloss, really intensifies the colors and just does a really, really nice job. You want to see what else she did? Well, here is the second card. And let me show you what she used. So this is the sheet. Now you can see that she used that big arch, which I love that shape. Also some of the dies. Now there is another set. So there's Santa here in these two, and there's the snowman. So you get lots of art on every single piece. And the backing she used out of the adorable scoreable. Now you see Santa up here. Well, he's right here on that cutout, but on the inside of her gatefold card, Santa is right up there. So I guess I'll start with the inside this time. That'll be different. Okay, so this piece was used inside her card, but wait a minute. This card isn't going to let you have the houses because it's too big a gap on the adorable scoreable. So what she did was to simply cut them out. So she used the bottom, about 2 rows of houses, and then just simply trimmed right along them and offset that, brought it up onto the starry sky. And again, this is that same set of Merry Christmas, this time in red. And she did add some of the star dazzles. Now this is out of the galaxy of stars, and you probably remember this from previous webisodes. We've got the stars in silver, gold, red, and all sorts of colors, teal and blue. So that's going on the inside. Now on the front of her card, this is a gatefold, so you're going to lay your card down flat and take each side and bring it to the center. Do not overlap them, but just have them butting up against each other. And then she has taken a piece over here and trimmed it to glue it right in place on both of the panels, so you can kind of see that. Now, going back to the adorable Scorable, she did the same thing that she did on the first piece, where she did not use the third frame. So she used the arch, she used the outside one, you see, with all the stars. She did not use this one, so you can kind of see it right there. You can use that elsewhere. Instead, she placed them onto the red glimmer paper, and you know this probably from other webisodes. So Heidi placed both of them on there and glued it. That way she can really have that red accent that really ties into Santa's sleigh. And it also ties into the die cut that she used, sending a little Christmas sparkle your way, which is what it says right there. So that's foam taped on top. She's tied a gold bow, and that is also out of the gold and silver ribbons, perfect for this time of year. And added the gold stars on those panels, a few of them onto the arch frame and onto the die cut, as well as the inside of her card. So everything is perfectly coordinated, and that's really, really nice from Hunky Dory. Okay, we have more. This time, a shaker card. Now, this snowman is from the sheet that I just showed you. So there he is. And up here, there are 2 other snowmen facing each other, and Heidi has used those also. So this time, she used this adorable Scorable. And this is, many of them have artwork, which is what I've shown you with the Bethlehem scene and the houses, but some of them are kind of neutral, so you can really use them wherever they fit for your designing. In this case, you can see that Heidi used the center of it for this center step card. Now the center step card, I have to tell you, is one of the design team's favorites, and as you can tell, and they're all die cut, they're white paper, and they're folded for you. And then the patterns, if you want patterns for the papers to be set within the card itself, to leave a white edge, the patterns are inside the package, so you just trace them off. In this particular case, though, Heidi simply laid her card flat and traced around it to cover this totally with that gold paper. So that worked well for her. Now this time she has made a shaker card, and she has added, let me get that out of the way, are a very fun snowfall acetate. Now, we have more coming, so don't worry about it. If it happens to be out of stock right now, it's on its way. And our intention is not to be out of it, even if we are out of it a little bit right now. But the snowfall acetate is perfect. So as she has punched out the frame, that red frame, you can see, and then she put the snowman down onto her background paper, and then put foam tape on the back of her this frame, along with the well, of course the acetate first, then the craft foam. And then on the inside, she has used the Blizzard Lilac Lane tin. Now, I have to promise you the ears will be full. This one is quite empty, and yet look at all those wonderful sequins and the snowflake sequins in there too. So they're perfect for winter time. And again, greatly loved by the design team. So you can see how one piece of the die cuts along with the Adorable Scoreable goes so far, and we're not even using these Santas, so lots that you can do. Very fun to have this center step card. As I said, we've got the 2 die cuts. They're foam taped, and this of course is foam taped in place. And she has used the green package of ribbons, so useful, and she's done the trim down here, the metallic ribbon up above. On the inside of her card, I'll open this up. Now let me show you what she did. So she took the corner pieces, remember this sheet? She took the corner pieces and simply trimmed them off and placed them on the corners and left the inside just the same as it's just the cardstock. So that worked well. She's got a border piece up here and a strip of ribbon, and again that same set of Merry Christmas dazzles on the inside. So just a really, really nice piece, and they'll shake as much as you want them. Heidi's tip is if you want to make sure they're really going to shake, you might want to put baby powder on the inside edge of the craft foam. That way they have less of a tendency to stick to the edges. You know, I kind of like it when they stick to the edges, but you know, I might be in the minority on that. So that's another way that you can use them. Okay, we're going to go with penguins. Isn't this beautiful? Now this is an easel card, and it's going to stand up just like so, right there. Very icy looking, isn't it? Well, it comes from this sheet, as you can see. Now there's also deer, and there's also a mailbox, so those are the 3 themes. And so Heidi has taken, in this case, she did not divide these layers. There are 1, 2, 3 pieces that are nested, but she kept them all together. Now you can do that, or you can elect to separate them however you like. She really wanted that giant focal for her card, and so she has placed all of them together onto a sheet of cardstock so that she could just trim them out as one fell swoop. She did, however, use this other die to a special family at Christmas, and I have to tell you, I love the fact that she used a Jewel Dazzles right there in the center of that star. Now here's all 540 of them. Pretty overwhelming, huh? But you can see what a nice job they do in accenting. Now with her card, so this is being an easel, so the fold is up here. So to make this, you're going to take that card blank, where it's just white, and you're going to fold the top layer just in half, like so. Now she has then covered them each with a paper from here. This is the Adorable Scoreable. You can see that there's a piece down at the bottom, and then the next piece is at the top. She allowed them, and the measurements are in the gallery, she allowed them to be set within the card so that there's a white frame, and that really is mirrored with the white on the penguins. Works really well. And yes, you're going to have some of this left over, but that doesn't bother anybody. So she's covered each of those. She used the silver jewel dazzle there, and she used the silver border dazzles along the edges. And you can mix and match the designs. We'll get in really close just for a second, and you can see that she used the scallop one there, and then another little decorative edge there. So the top and bottom are the same, and the sides are the same. That works really nicely. A silver bow at the bottom, and on the inside she has used 2 pieces, or she has cut this into 2 pieces. So she has taken the border and placed it there, so she cut in and placed another piece on the other side. Just turn it over, and then she's taken this piece and glued it to the center. Really, really pretty. Looks very nice. So you can see that border right here. You see where that was cut, and of course just cut down the whole length and put one piece over here, another piece over here, and let that little family be again in the center on the inside of your card. And the little Merry Christmas is, of course, from the die cuts right there. And just, they're both looking down, the little baby's looking up, just really, really cute. More of the jewel dazzles and more of the border dazzles. So everything is connected and everything works beautifully. Now we have one more, and this is a fun shape card. And here's what it looks like. So it is a Z fold, as you can see, and it comes from this sheet, and this has this little toy store. So all of the 3 panels, which is why she decided to make this into a trifold card, but you also have this family scene as well as a winter scene down at the bottom. And the paper, the adorable scoreable she used, is this one, another generic one, beautifully done. So first of all, Heidi measured a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to open this up so you can see it. We're going to back up just a tad so you can see the whole thing, a little bit more. Thank you, Victor. And this measures 9 inches by 8 1/4 inches. Okay, 9 inches by 8 1/4. Again, the measurements are all in the gallery. And then she measured 2 inches down from the top, made a mark, and drew a line from that mark over to the right-hand side, and then cut along that piece. So that gave her the angle that she needed. Because this is 9 inches wide, each one of these panels is 3 inches wide. So she simply measured 3 inches and then 6 inches, did a score line, and that became her card base. She did all of that onto the adorable scoreable. So there it is. And you can see it right there. Okay, so that's going to be your base. Just do the scoring. And then as you turn it, this is a mountain fold, this is a valley fold, and you have it, you can see it from the top. So then what did she do? Well, she cut some of the pastel cardstock. This happens to be the tan color, and had them the full height of each of these pieces, but made them slightly narrower so that they wouldn't overlap that fold, just to make it a cleaner edge. You can see on the front that she used the Toy Story, the very first one, so it announces the toy store. And then added Season's Greetings is the cutting die, or the die cut that's down below. She has bordered everything in the gold border dazzles, so that just adds more pop. Now the Believe that's on there is from that very same dazzle collection that she's used all the way through. As I said, it has the script greetings and it has the tiny greetings. So you can see the Believe there in red. And then as I open this, she's used the center one right in the center and simply knotted the ribbon. This is the red ribbon collection, again using one of the die cuts. This is to you and yours this festive season. And then she's same thing, she's bordered it with the border dazzles. And then look what she's done all around this. So she's taken many, many more of those tiny Christmas words, put gold here, green here, red in the center, and just let them kind of explode around Let It Snow. It's kind of snowing words, isn't it? And just fold it back up and you are good to go. Again, the red ribbon just really accents that nicely. So you can see Christmas Reflections has a lot going for it, and whether you decide to follow exactly what Heidi's done or you want to use any of the ideas that are on the package, just a wonderful group for you. Now we do have a money saver, so if you're watching this on YouTube, head on over to paperwishes.com, click on the webisodes. You'll see that on the home page, and then go to this and you'll see the Money Saver. You'll see all the written directions, just a really nice thing to remind you of the measurements and so forth. And if you are watching this on either YouTube or on Paper Wishes, look down below. You'll see many of the products that Heidi used, and please give us a comment. Tell us what you think. We love to read them. We love to know what you feel. And I want to thank you for joining us and for being part of the Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next week with even more goodies.